Welcome to NHL Draft Pros. On today's video, we're going to take a look at some highlights of Caleb Desnoyers. So stick around and let's see what makes him one of the top prospects for the 2025 NHL draft class. And if you want to see some videos on some other prospects, head over to NHL Draft Pros on YouTube. I have a bunch there and more to come in the future. And can you please help the channel grow by hitting that subscribe and like button? I'd really appreciate it. All right, Caleb Desnoyers. He plays in the Q for Moncton. And last season, he had 56 points in 60 games, which are pretty impressive numbers for a 16-year-old. And he's listed at 6'2" and about 180 pounds, so he's a pretty big kid and plays the center position. Let's get into the clips, and the first thing that you're going to see about Caleb Desnoyers, he's a decent skater for sure. He's got some good speed, some good mobility for a big kid, and you like to see that, especially in a young player, when they can kind of get a little wobbly on their skates, but he's got some good fundamentals and some solid base, I guess you could say. So he definitely is above average in that department, in my opinion. I like his skating. He's got the, good technique, good flow. Like, look at that. I see that just check out this goal. And as usual, I'll get interrupted by the highlights because, I see some highlights and I get all excited and start talking about that. But watch this one, breaks up the middle here and then he just roofs it. Like, look at that. Boom. What a shot. So, yeah, this season he's already been on fire. Well over a point a game pace, which is what you want to see in a player in their draft year. And the one thing about Caleb Desnoyers is that, he's got a great shot, good accuracy, nice release. And he's a good passer too, which we'll get into in a little bit later. But definitely shooting is one of his strong suits. And last year he had 20 goals, as a 16-year-old. So that's pretty decent for a young player. And I thought that he played really well internationally for Canada. I think that's when people start to see that, oh man, this Caleb Desnoyers kid, he's pretty decent. And, the other thing is he, reads the ice well. He's got good hockey IQ and he really is good with his stick. Like he always is intercepting passes and breaking up plays and stuff like that. So I think, the defensive part of his game is decent as well. And when you have that kind of combination of offense and some defensive abilities, you're going to go high in the draft. And so, yeah, Caleb Desnoyers, he's creeping up the draft rankings all season long. And I think that he's going to go pretty high if he has a decent season, which he already is having. And if he can keep up that pace, it's an attrition thing. Can you do it all season long? A lot of times draft your players, they'll come out, gangbusters at the beginning of the season, then they'll kind of die out, peter out near the end. And so far he's been doing pretty decent the whole year round. So, you like to see that progression, I guess you could say. And I always say that, when players, draft eligible players, are they progressing? Are they progressing or have they become stagnant? And if they're progressing, that's a good sign. And Caleb Desnoyers, he has progressed. So that's exactly what you want to see. And he's got a good motor too. The other thing is he's got he's always moving around the ice. He's not, puck watching and keeps his feet moving. I just, overall, I like his game. And, the thing with the Q is that, in terms of, getting points and stuff like that, in the years past, it was kind of like, the Q would always have high scoring games and whatnot. So you'd have to take it with a grain of salt in terms of the prospects and whatnot. The dub is a little bit harder. The OHL is a little bit harder too in terms of getting points, especially for draft eligible players. But the Q's gotten better, I find. And I think that if you're putting up decent numbers in the Q now, it's pretty relevant. And he's doing just that. And I like Caleb Desnoyers' overall game. I really do. I watch a lot of clips of him. And I just think that he's a good little player. And actually, I'm going to this is the international play here. You're going to see him, this nice pass right here. I'm going to the CHL USA prospects game on Tuesday. So I'm going to be able to watch a lot of these kids live, which I'm excited about. It's going to be a fun time. And so, once you see, all these players live, you get a better understanding, especially when it's, top end peers that they're playing against. And so here, Caleb Desnoyers again. On Team Canada, this is a Hlinka. He played really well at the Hlinka. Nice little pass there, and I think that's one of the tournaments where we were like, whoa, and he was an assistant captain and whatnot. So, yeah, Caleb Desnoyers, fun to watch. I really enjoy his game, and I'm right now for me he's top 10. So we'll talk about that later. But That's it for this video. So please subscribe, hit that like button, and we will see you soon. Cheers.